Impact Day, specifically concerned with this evening, 6 o'clock to around midnight. Very strong wind gusts, very heavy rain, prep for power outages and the potential for flooding, especially up in the hills and mountains where there's some ice on the rivers already. This morning, speaking of ice, we have icing problems. Temperatures are barely above freezing near the coastline. In fact, it's at freezing in Portland. Inland, it's a couple of degrees below it. There's a little sheet of ice on anything that is untreated. Be very, very careful this morning. Warm air is slowly working into the northeast, and this warm front will come blasting through this afternoon. We'll get into the warm sector, which means temperatures climb to around 50 or even higher. We're also going to see lots and lots of rain out of this. But the biggest concern is when this front comes through with very strong wind gusts this evening. Potential for power outages is running really high. During the morning commute, the rain will get steadier. Keep in mind, it's still very icy out there, and our temperatures will just barely be creeping up. By 9 o'clock, we should be in much better shape. I want to stress walking very carefully because, a lot of the driveways and the decks and the front stairs, they're not treated with salt right now. Most of the roads have been, but even there, please be careful and cautious. By midday, periods of heavy rain, and there could be some drainage issues because we still have some snowbanks clogging up some drains. Temperatures creep above the freezing mark and it starts to feel milder, and the wind will begin to become noticeable at that point. But the strong stuff will hold off until the evening, and that's when things get wild. After sunset, we're going to see this squall line move through from west to east. It's going to be on the New Hampshire border around 5 o'clock, and then slowly work across the state through the evening, getting to Bangor around 10, 11 o'clock. It will include torrential rain, which could cause some flooding, and some roads, may have problems at intersections, and we'll have to watch for some of the roads getting washed out potentially up in the mountains and foothills. Damaging wind gusts that could crack limbs and bring down lines, and outages are likely as that moves through. There's going to be an interesting night. It's going to start off very balmy, wet and windy, and then overnight, by morning, we're in the 30s to around 40. And the rain shuts off, and the sun will be out when we get up tomorrow morning. So there's a lot going on, The strongest wind gusts, probably Penobscot Bay, down east Maine. 60 plus are possible, 50 to 60 Portland, Lewiston, Augusta, and less as you head up into the mountains. The bigger concern here would be the flooding, and that's why there's a flood watch up for about 2 to 4 inches of rain and snow melt. And we also have some of the ice on rivers and streams, which could get dislodged and move around and then clog things up, complicating matters. Tomorrow, the sun returns and it stays out on Friday. It stays out on Saturday, and it looks like it stays out on Sunday now too. And while it'll be really cold following the storm for tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, temps begin to moderate on the backside of this high on Sunday, and early next week we should get back up to around 40 degrees, and it's a storm-free stretch. Storm warnings out on the open water through tomorrow morning. Seas today 8 to 11 feet, and winds will be cranking up this afternoon and evening and gusting over 45 knots. So it'll be icy out there early. Please be very, very careful. This afternoon, it's all rain and some big wind moves through this evening with the potential for power outages. Tomorrow morning, we clear out fast. The sun will be out. It'll be breezy. The temperatures will be sliding through the day or staying steady. They won't go up. Friday, sunny and cold, near 30, upper 20s on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we've got less cold, mostly sunny skies. Early next week looks fine also. This is going to be an interesting day here, Lee. Very interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll buckle up for it.
Yeah,
and we'll
be ready.
Talk about it tomorrow. All right, thanks, sir.
Okay.